it's Sunday, November 22nd. I've done some more research online. A website that I go to quite frequently is fordforums.com.au, and you take a look through the project section there, and there's quite a few projects of a lot of cars, and there's one in particular by a user by the name of Tippy, who did an amazing job stripping his car down to bare metal in order to do his repairs and rust proof it and prepare it for paint. So, inspired by that, I've decided that I'm not going to have the car media blasted. Instead, I'm going to do all the stripping myself. The money that would have gone to paying to have the car blasted, I'm instead going to use to buy a 7-inch grinder, wire wheels, and scrounge type stripping pads and whatnot, and do all the work myself. And I'll probably also be able to have money left over to buy a tank and hoses for my welder, so I can have a true MIG welder instead of just the flux cord wire welder that I'm using now. It'll be the same welder, it'll just have the correct accessories on it for inert gas. So anyways, I did tell you at the end of the last video that I was able to remove the cowl. In Australia they call it a plenum, and I'm going to show you a little bit of footage of that now. Well, there was the top side where that little brace goes that connects this part here over to the rest of the plenum. And on this side here it's not quite as bad. A lot more surface rust on the other side. Crusty rust. This here is pretty much a surface rust. And of course the end is pretty well wiped out. The other end's pretty well wiped out. This area looks a lot better after you vacuum it out. Get out all the debris and the sealer that did not seal. The only thing that's bad that's not on the ends is this little hole right here in the middle. Other than that, a lot of surface rust, and then of course the major ends. This here is going to be interesting to do. Not too bad though. And I might be saving templates for that, for anybody else that may need to use them in the future. May need to use them. You know you're going to need to use them with these cars.
This is looking down into the right side quarter panel in front of the wheel well, and that little piece of metal there has me kind of concerned. Not exactly sure what I'm going to find there when I start stripping from the outside. This is in the left side quarter panel in the window area ahead of the wheel well. And you can see this repair that's been done before. This is looking in through the end of the cowl on the left side of the vehicle, and you can see this gob of sealer right here is what keeps water from running out of the cowl. And your Mustang might have that problem too. This is the screw holes around the latch on the driver's door, and you can see there's a problem there. Luckily I can use a Mustang patch panel to fix that. And this is inside the door. There's some surface rust, but you can see it hasn't rusted through anywhere. And also here where the rear view mirror was at. Looking at the front fender, this is the right front fender, and general overall condition is excellent. It's had a repair down here by the door, the bottom of the fender there by the door, and we'll see what that looks like when I get it all stripped. Other than that, the general condition of the fender is in excellent shape, so I was real happy to find that. This is the very front end of the fender, and it's also in pretty good shape. Moving over to the left front fender, it's also in generally very good shape. There's a little bit more surface rust than I was hoping for at the front edge, but that'll be easy enough to clean up. And you can see this repair here that's been done to the support brace, the inner support brace. Not very good, and I'll be getting a patch panel to fix that. While removing the rear windscreen, as it's called in Australia, you can see the steel is really in bad shape. And hopefully it's not going to be an indication of what I'm going to find all the way around where the window seats. The stainless steel trim actually seats into a groove that goes all the way around the weather seal. So I was pretty impressed by that because I had never seen that before. And there's the mess that was a seal at one time. And you can see it wasn't doing a very good job. And there's a sticker here. That's what's left of the Select Air sticker that was on the rear windscreen. A few odds and ends that I had to get for my car yet, and these are them. This is an AM Super Fringe radio. My car came with an aftermarket stereo, and I wanted something that was at least factory, and I figured this would fit the bill, even though it's not movie accurate. The flutes are side scoops that go on the rear quarter panels in front of the rear wheels. I was fortunate enough to find these in excellent condition. And the Zoomy pipes that come up the sides in front of the rear wheels, these were actually made in Australia. And this steering wheel is an SAAS wheel. The correct steering wheel that was used in the movie was a Max Rob, but they're incredibly hard to get a hold of. So I could get this one, so I grabbed it. And this is the flashing blue light, and this one is absolutely movie correct. It's made by Peterson Company, and you see there's no date on there because as of about 1981 or 82, that was when they started putting the dates on. But when the movie was made, it wouldn't have the date. So here you can see the movie of the light actually functioning. That's the correct pulley for the blower, and that's the switch that turns it on and off.
I know I haven't shown you any of the body kit parts yet, like the nose or the roof spoiler, the trunk spoiler, the fender flares, and all that. I do have the kit. It's in a room with a bunch of the other car parts, the fenders, the doors, and the hood, and all that. So it's just packed in there. So what I did was went in and brought this out to show you. This is the roof spoiler that goes on the car, and just wanted to show you that I do in fact have the body kit, and wish I could show you some more imagery of that. Anyways, you notice I'm wearing a different shirt. Today is November 29th, 2009, Sunday in Northeast Ohio, and that means football. Now, the question is, do I want to watch the 1-9 Cleveland Browns, or do I want to work on this thing?